Hi, it's time to hang out with me again. I was intending for this video to actually be a weekend version, like a weekend version of how much a mood reader is able to read, but many of things went wrong. Well, the first one was I went off script. Yesterday, I was supposed to just go to the bookstore, get these books that I wanted, come home and read. I instead asked my friend if she wanted to hang out, and we went on many of side quests, and I got home a little late. That's my bad. I read one chapter of my fanfic though last night. That was fun. And then today I was supposed to read all day. That was supposed to be my Sunday rot day. I was up till 4 a.m. last night with a mild case of food poisoning from the dinner I had when I went on one of my side quests. So that just feels like karma. God plays evil tricks sometimes. Anywho, as you can tell by the title of this video, this is going to be a little vlog, a little casual vlog, but the main theme is to kind of show how much myself, a mood reader with a 9 to 5, reads in a week. Now, if I were to make a very long title, it would be how much a mood reader who works a 9 to 5 and also technically 2 5 to 9s and who is also having tummy issues and really bad sleep schedule and is very mentally unwell is able to read it in a week. And is also trying to finish writing their debut fantasy novel. Woo! Anyways, like I said, I went to Barnes & Noble yesterday. I got a few books. I did post a TikTok doing like a little haul of the books, but these two are the ones that I am the most excited about. They're the highest on my TBR from that list of books that I bought. I just know that this week I want to start one of these. What I'll probably do is read the first chapter of both and see which one I am vibing with more and go from there. So the first one we have is Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. If you didn't know, I am currently on my dark horror fantasy journey, and the amount of messages I have gotten from people being like, hey girl, how the fuck are you going to be on your dark horror fantasy journey and not own a T. Kingfisher book? I don't know. I went into the store with the intention of buying Nettle and Bone because Allie had read that and she liked it. But then I saw this one and I went, you're coming home with me. I love the sprayed edges. I love the green with the black. And I believe this is a like dark retelling of Snow White. I don't know how many actual retellings I've read. I mean, I know that ACOTAR is technically what Beauty and the Beast retelling, but this is straight up marketed as a dark reimagining of Snow White. Seeped in poison, intrigue, and treason of the most magical kind. That's hot. The other one is An Ember in the Ashes. This might surprise some people, I don't know. No one has ever actually recommended this book to me. So therefore, if I end up liking or even loving this book, we're having a talk. AKA, I'm going to yell at you like I did when it came to Vicious by V.E. Schwab because no one else ever recommended that book to me and I fucking loved it. How dare none of you ever tell me about it? Screw you. Anyways, I have seen people, this is kind of like having a resurgence, I think, or just finally reaching me on TikTok. And I have seen a lot of people who actually had their reservations about this book pick it up and be pleasantly surprised. And the way that they were talking about their journey with this and their experience with it is what convinced me to pick it up. What convinced me to move it up my TBR is when I was checking out at the bookstore, the cashier said, if you like an author who stabs you in the heart, who essentially uses and abuses you emotionally, you will like this. And I love all of those things, all three of them. I love when an author stabs me in the heart. I love when they use me emotionally and abuse me emotionally. It is my favorite thing. I'm also currently reading a fan fiction. I've been reading this one. I'm trying to think. I think in one of my other videos I've already talked about this. I have been in the process of reading Blood and Gold by Obsidian Pen. This is a fan fiction where Hermione has a time turner and ends up going back into time. She is attempting to kill Voldemort's mother to stop Voldemort from to stop Tom Riddle from being born and then therefore stopping Voldemort from becoming a thing. Things go wrong a little bit, and so now she is back in time when Tom Riddle is Tom Riddle before he loses his nose, before he becomes Moldy Voldy, and before he's even finished making all of his Horcruxes, and so now she's there to try to stop him. It's so freaking good. I love it. I'm buddy reading it with this guy, with Linmore. I mean, if you follow me on my other stuff and or even follow him, you know that this is the person that I primarily buddy read with. So this is our buddy read of this month. And when did we start it? Last month? We've been reading for some time. And in our defense, it's almost like 500,000 words. So at this point, we've read 2 novels worth of words in this fanfic and worth it Every sentence is worth it. I am loving this fanfic. It's been a while since I read a fanfic. I think the last time I read one was with him when we read All the Young Dudes, and that shit hurt my feelings a lot. So for tonight, I know I need to read one chapter because I am behind one chapter. Lynn went rogue. He did tell me he was gonna possibly read another, but then, got the tummy bug, got the little mild food poisoning last night. I was not picking up this. I was just trying to survive. All right, it is officially 11. Like I said, I'm going to read my one chapter of Blood and Gold. Don't know if I'm going to do anything else after that, reading-wise. But I will check in with you after I read my chapter because I think they're going to boink. I think they're going to have coitus. Oh my god. There has not been any penetration yet, but boy are they working up to it. There are moments when I read stuff like this, scenes like this in stories, whether it be fanfic or books, where I just feel like I'm really intruding on someone's private, intimate time because I am. I am literally a fly on the wall watching as this unfolds and as she unfolds. I can't look away. It's like a bad accident. I should look away respectfully, but I'm locked in. I'm locked in. See, my issue, and it's not even an issue, it's just like a what with this fanfic, is the fact that this author has made Tom both so likable and dislikable at the same time, because we obviously know who he is at his core and who he becomes, what he is capable of, what he's already done at this point. And yet I have sat here kicking and giggling my feet, and it has made me really concerned for myself. But I think that's so impressive when an author is able to do that, when the reader already has such a negative connotation with somebody and you're able to manipulate the way that they feel about them. This should be crazy. Oh, he's fondling a breast. Oh, and the other's in his mouth. I'm intruding. I am intruding on their private sexy time. I don't know if you want to know what he just said, but I'm going to read it to you. Don't hold anything in. I want to hear every sound, every moan. I should go to bed. I need to go back to church. I need to touch some holy water. He broke her underwear. And you know what? Hot in theory, right? But if that actually happened, I'd be pissed, because as us women know, our underwear is so expensive, especially if you get a cute pair. More than $10, unless you find a good sale. That is so expensive. How dare you? If you break it, you buy a new one for me, the exact one or a nicer one. I actually get to pick, and you just give me your card. Hot in theory, but in practice, I'd be fucking pissed. How dare you? What if they were my favorite pair and they don't make them anymore? Okay, I finished. And so did they. Very different ways, though. I finished the chapter. They finished together, if you know what I mean. That was crazy. This was a slow burn, and I eat up a slow burn. It took about like 40% of this fic for them to do that, which I love. For my preferences, I don't really like when they start. For my preferences, I love a slow burn. I don't really like insta love. I don't like insta fuck. I want that tension. I want the yearning. Bring back yearning. And oh my god, Tom Riddle is a yearner. Never thought I'd say that, but he is a yearner. That was fucking good. What's the next chapter called? Logic and Guilt. Honestly, should be the name of this fic. I had posted about this fic on my story on Instagram, which, if you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me. But I posted about it, and someone had sent it to the author of this fic, and they had messaged me. And they were like, someone just shared this with me, LOL, glad you're liking it. And I proceeded to word vomit on them. And I recently checked in, and I wanted to know if they had ever written any original work, because I will buy it. Take my money. And then they asked what chapter I'm on, and I told them. And they were like, ooh, you haven't even gotten to any of the big cliffhanger chapters yet. Call me when you get to Exposure, the chapter Exposure. LOL. The fuck does that mean? Obsidian Pen, what does that mean? What do you mean? I'm so nervous, but I'm so excited. I understand the reservation of reading a Hermione Tom Riddle pairing fanfic. I have had those, that's why I haven't read one. But one of the best decisions I have made is starting this fanfic. When I say that this is so well done, it is so well done. And I love fan fiction. There are so many writers out there who have so much talent, and they're just handing this stuff to us for free. And I I am in debt to them, and I am in debt to this author. This shit fucks. And in case you don't know what that means, because apparently a lot of people were like, does fucks mean good? I didn't know that that wasn't a thing that people know. Yes. It's even better than great, superb, rocks my socks. Anyways, wow, that was a hell of a ride. That was great. I loved every second of it. It did feel like I was intruding though, but I loved every second of it. I have a little bit of time before I need to work, so I am going to read the first chapter of Hemlock and Silver. If you don't remember, it's the T. Kingfisher book. This is the dark reimagining of Snow White. I'm real excited. I wonder what the casing looks like. Ooh. So when I'm reading a hardback, I am not having the dust jacket on it when I'm reading. I'm not going to fight for my life to try to keep that on there and like hold it. Hell no. But I love when there's something on the like casing of it. Look at that. That is gorgeous. It says, I closed my eyes and stepped through into the silver. Sexy. So why don't we get started, huh? Oh, hold on. Even the end pages? Kind of insane. What the hell am I getting myself into? I am really excited, actually. Oh shit, okay. Yes, oh. What Moves the Dead is what Feasts at Night. Yes. Those are the books that I've seen often, and I love the cover of it. It's gorgeous. Do you want me to read the first sentence to you? Okay. Chapter 1. I had just taken poison when the king arrived to inform me that he had murdered his wife. Banger, banger, banger. See, and this is why I spent so long writing the first sentence of my book. Because I was like, I gotta start off with a banger. I don't know if it's a banger, but I thought about it a lot. I feel like this book is gonna consume my life. It has the possibility to consume my life. Okay. That was a pretty good first chapter, I'm not gonna lie to you. And I've always had this thing, even when I was younger, when I wasn't a big reader, a book really had the first page to intrigue me enough to continue on, and the first chapter to convince me to read that book at that time. I will say that I think I was much harder to impress when I was younger, and I think that's why I didn't like reading. I was like, these books are boring, especially the books that I was being given. I remember I read The Fault in Our Stars when I was younger. I think I finished it, but I was pretty bored during it. Anyways, good first chapter. I'm intrigued. I think that there is this automatic allure though, because I am familiar with the story of Snow White. Therefore, I'm very interested in finding out how this author kind of veers from that original story and darkens it. I mean, if you think about Snow White, it's already kind of a dark story. It's already pretty fucked up. So the idea of it being made even darker, I'm kind of sold. However, I am going to read the first chapter of An Ember in the Ashes as well before I fully decide which one of those I want to commit to right now. I am kind of in my loving of standalone books era. There are times where I really love a series, and there are times when I'm just like, the most I want to do right now is a trilogy or a duology, not even a trilogy. I've never been a person who feels like when I start a series, I have to finish it right then and there, or that I have to finish it at all, unless it really, really grabs my attention. And I think I need to lower my expectations for An Ember in the Ashes so that I don't set myself up for failure. However, I'm having a very hard time not feeling like I'm going to really enjoy it. Therefore, I'm a little nervous that I'm going to get sucked into a book series. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with book series, but there's a time and place for them. And right now I don't think it's my time and place. I am loving my standalone duology era. Thank you. I don't have time to read the first chapter. Well, let's see how long it is actually. Okay, so that chapter was about 11 pages long. This first chapter is... This is the one thing though. The chapters are a little bit different because look at the font on this one, like the formatting of it. You see that? And then look at the formatting of this one. Much different. Are there no page numbers on this? Okay, there are. This first chapter is about 24 pages long, which honestly is about the same amount as Hemlock and Silver because it was 11 pages long, but much smaller font, no spaces in between the lines, whereas this one, bigger font, spaces in between. I'm making I'm making food though. You know what? Hold on. Oh, I read the first line of this, and you know what? Kind of fucks. I need to go finish making my food though. I need to make my food, and then I do have a job, so I have to start that soon. I will read this, though, when I have a little bit of downtime, probably tonight. I have a pretty busy work day, both my 9 to 5 and my 5 to 9. My 5 to 9 is actually not too busy, but I just have some stuff that I need to do, especially for my 9 to 5. So I will save this. I will save this first chapter for tonight. I want to read it though. Is that what I look like? Oh boy. Do you ever just accidentally pass out because you had just such a day, such a headache, that the second you laid down for a second to watch something? Zonk. Because that happened to me, and it is now. I hope that's focusing. I want to be able to go back to sleep, but I know that that's not happening right now. Like, I could not fall back asleep right now, so I'm going to read, and we shall see how this goes. I am going to read another chapter of Blood and Gold, because I believe I'm a chapter behind now. Person I'm budding reading with texted me saying they were reading another one when I was in Dreamland. Oh my god, I forgot that they fucked. That's where we left off. They fucked. I think I said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. Hermione Granger is a stronger woman than I. If you read the chapter that I read last night, you too would probably also be convinced. Okay, this also, I mean, I read A Dowry of Blood, very aware that Dracula was a toxic, manipulative, gaslighting little fuck. It was spelled out for me. I saw all of the horrible things he was actively doing, okay? It wasn't like a, I know in the future you're going to do these things, you've already done these things. It's, you are actively being a piece of shit and a bad person. And I was still sat there. He was gaslighting the fuck out of me. I was still sat there like, he's hot. This author has done such a good job of making Tom Riddle so charismatic and adding this new these new layers, this new depth to him, where only we knew him obviously as this horrible person, right? And we know all of the horrible things he eventually does, as does Hermione. The way that she's showing these other sides of him, she's exploring his trauma and kind of figuring out, and not justifying, but explaining why he is the way that he is, and also having us meet him at a time where, as of right now at least, and as far as we can tell, he's not fully on the path of becoming what we know he will become as Voldemort. He has killed someone because he's done with Hogwarts, so he has killed someone. However, even that, she's like, well, here's actually the backstory on that. It wasn't intentional. And I'm like, fuck. And the words he says and the way that this softer side of him that comes out, this extremely loyal side of him that's coming out, like this almost devotion to Hermione. It's fucking me over. It's fucking me over. I'm sitting here like, girl, if you don't take him, I will. And I'm like, no, wait. No, wait. Hermione does keep questioning though if it's all like an act or something like that, and so now I'm sitting here like it better not be. If I am Boo Boo the fucking fool, I'm gonna be so mad, but also like respect. The author did a good job. But he's so hot. He's so charming. He's so intelligent. The charisma out of this world. And obviously there is this side of him where you're like, fuck, there is evil in him currently. He is lighting up at the idea of him being this powerful being. But then I'm blinded. The red flags are bright enough to blind me, where I'm like, is that red or is it yellow? Bitch, please. I'm pathetic. It's kind of cold out, which I'm not loving. Like, why is it already getting cold out? This is why I am fleeing this state eventually. But you know what? The dog needs to go for a walk. I need to get my body moving. So I am going to take my dog for a walk and then do a little at-home workout. Probably just like on the back porch or something like that. Something simple. I don't freaking know. Ugh, I'm chilly. Watch it be warmer outside than it is inside right now. What I am going to do though is listen to Project Hail Mary while I am walking my dog. I don't know if I'll be listening to it when I do my actual workout though. Only listen to an audiobook one time when like working out, and it was Vengeful. I was listening to that because I was kind of enthralled by that story and didn't want to put it down even when I was hitting the gym. So I'm gonna go do that, listen to Project Hail Mary. What chapter am I on? I'm on chapter 18. Part of me really doesn't want to go out there, but it must happen. I don't know about any of you, but after I paint my nails, even when I know it's dry, it's hard, I'm moving around like this because I hate when I mess up my nails. Anyways, I am finally crawling into bed today. The last clip you saw was actually from yesterday. The only reading I got done yesterday was when I listened to Project Hail Mary while walking my dog. It was a busy day. There was a lot going on, and I slept a lot, actually. I was exhausted and I had a huge headache. But tonight I am going to read the first chapter of An Ember in the Ashes so that I can try to decide which book I want to dive into first. As of right now, this shit's gonna have to blow me away to beat the whatever that book is called. Oh my god, not me forgetting the book that I want to read. It's the T. Kingfisher book. Silver and Cloak? Silver and Hemlock and Silver? What is it called? I don't know, but I'm going to read the first chapter of this. Very excited. My book haul video on TikTok, so many people have said that they love this series, and that makes me so excited. Also, I love the spines. I realized that if you get all of the books, it makes a really nice picture on the side. Therefore, I really hope I like this series so that I can buy the rest of the books and have that nice spine to display on my bookshelf. That would make me really happy. Okay, time to read this chapter. I've been looking forward to it for days. Ooh, a map. I love a map. I need to make a map for my book. That'd probably help me with some stuff. I'm directionally challenged. Oh, and it's a detailed thing of like the academy. That kind of hurt my wrist. Holy shit. Super cool. That's actually very helpful for someone like me, especially since I can't visualize while reading. This helps me a lot. It's so hard for me to sometimes understand the layout of things since I can't see stuff. I'm like, right. Oh, this dedication is fun. For Kashi, who taught me that my spirit is stronger than my fear. That's nice. Oh, part 1, the raid. Okay, it's time. It's time, folks. First thing I have to say is that I know how to say the 2 names that have been mentioned thus far, and that's a very rare occurrence for me in fantasy books, or at least I think I'm saying them correctly. Darren seems pretty straightforward, and then Leia. I think I'm correct. I love when I can pronounce a name in a fantasy book, because if I can't and it's just like a random name, I'm that sound that's like blah 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 blah. That's me most of the time with fantasy book names. The Empire killed their parents and their sister, and he's siding with them? Darren, you better have a good fucking excuse for this. Oh, he doesn't work for them. They want to skip. What? Oh fuck, guys, I'm only like 2 pages into this shit, and I think this book actually might win my affection. Oh my god. Okay, also, I was completely fucking wrong. The chapter 1 was literally only 8 pages long. I need to tell you guys something. I'm a fucking slut for short chapters. I love short chapters. It makes me feel like it's a reward every time, and my ADHD loves it. I'm like, hell yeah, I finished another one. Okay, so now we have a new name. Elias. Whatever the fuck his name is. I'm assuming that's the when it says Leia is a... Oh yeah. Dumbass. I'm a fucking dumbass. It's on the back of the cover. I was like, wow. I just had this revelation. I think, quick guess, that this other point of view is the person who's the soldier. No fucking shit, girl. It's on the back of the cover. Literally says Leia is a slave. Elias, whatever the hell his name is a soldier. Dum-dum. Big dum-dum. Okay, this book kind of fucks. I think... I'm really liking the T. Kingfisher book, but this shit has me hooked. That was a fantastic first chapter. I am nervous for Nan and Pop. I am confused by Darren's actions. Why are they... It's obviously not what we think. He's not working for the Empire because, like she said, if he was working for the Empire, they would not be raiding him. However, they're like, it's what they call him, a silver mask or something like that. And they're like, they don't send those just for anything or for anyone. That's when the mask emerges from the darkness and walks through the gate. Yikes! What's going on? What drawings does Darren have that warranted this raid? Their neighbors, the couple next door, raided, imprisoned, and sold into slavery 3 weeks ago because they were book smugglers? Because they smuggled books? Wow, this world is a hell. This world is hell, and I want more of it. I think this book is going to win out. I think this is the book I'm going to continue with. T. Kingfisher, I will come back to you one day. Don't you worry, baby girl. But fuck. Okay, I'm already kind of pissed off that none of you have ever yelled at me to read this book. I'm kind of fucking pissed off. You don't want me to have fun. I'm realizing, I get it, you know? You come to me for book recommendations and reviews, but You know, everyone always, they always ask, how were these books? But never, these books were good, you should read. And this book has been out for a hot minute. I know that, so much so that a new cover came out, and so much so that when I posted my book haul, so many of you said that you loved this series, and yet where was my invitation to read it? Where were the angry comments yelling at me, bullying me to pick it up? You hate me. I'm gonna go back to reading now. Also, I did borrow the Kindle version from Libby. Love Libby. It was meant to be when I opened up Libby and looked it up, and it was immediately available for me. Long story short, I just wanted to read without wearing my glasses, and I can't really do that with a book, but on my Kindle, when I can hold it this close to my face or make the font much bigger, I can. And it's much easier to read on my stomach with the Kindle. He's also hiding some shit though. Everybody's hiding some shit. The men are all hiding shit in this book so far. What are they up to? Oh, fuck. I gotta read you this. Thank you. The sword point is my priest. The dance of death is my prayer. The killing blow is my release. Holy hell. Holy hell. What? No. Oh my god. Are you shitting my dick? You have to be kidding me right now. You have to be kidding me. Well, I guess the cashier, when I was checking out, getting this book, wasn't lying when she said this author would, stab you in the heart. I didn't even know them that well. I feel like me again, though. You know, I love when a book fucks with me like this. I love when a book terrorizes me emotionally. I didn't even know them that well, you know? I spent maybe like 4 paragraphs with them, and I'm still pissed. Titties. Ass and titties. Oh my god. And we're on to the next chapter. If I'm being completely transparent, I actually expected to like this book, but not to the degree that I am. I expected to have some interest, some draw to it in the first few chapters, but for it to maybe take me, I don't know, like 20-25% of the way through to really be invested. I have been invested since the first chapter, and I've become more invested with each chapter, and a book like that is few and far between for me, especially when I'm being introduced to a new world, a new set of characters. I have to learn their motives and all these different things, whereas this book, it very quickly grounds you into this world. It really throws you just like into the thick of it, and I love that, and it's doing it in such a way where I don't feel overwhelmed by what's being shared and what I'm learning about this world and these characters. It doesn't feel very info dumpy. I am a #1 hater of an info dump. My biggest fear is that I will have some heavy info dump sections in my book. It's just such a well done introduction to this story, this world, these characters, and I'm only 3 chapters in, and I'm like, okay, I see a very clear motive for each of these characters, how they'll meet. I could make my predictions, but I really don't want to. I want it to just unfold naturally before my eyes. My feelings have been hurt. The way that you can make me upset about the loss of characters that I barely knew. I don't even know their real names. Okay? I know nothing about them. I don't know their favorite holiday. I don't know their favorite color. I don't know really anything about them. And yet you still hurt my feelings with that. That's so well done. I love that. So all I'm saying is, if you have had your eye on this book, maybe you should give it a go. Maybe you should read it with me. Thank you. Also to all you little hoes on Instagram messaging me, because I posted a story that I started reading the book. All of you little hoes on Instagram and TikTok messaging me that you love this book. Where have you been? Why haven't you been telling me about it? Sharing is caring. I'm gonna be honest with you, I am a little nervous for this series because I have had a lot of people message me saying that the 3rd book was really hard for them to get into, but that it did get better near the end, or that they have been struggling to even finish book 3. I've had some people message me saying to treat the 1st book as a standalone. Gal pals, what's going on? I know that people are sharing that, but it makes... hold on, let me gather my thoughts. I know that people are sharing their experience with it, and I really enjoy that. I really do. I love when I get to have conversations with people about a book I'm currently reading that maybe they're currently reading or they have already read. I think that's one of my favorite things about reading, is talking about the books that you read. with someone else. But part of me wishes I could go back to the time before I saw the messages of people saying that the third book was hard for them, because it's the third book, right? It's not the second one. It's not like it's not the second book, which usually in a series, the second book, in my experience, tends to be a little bit weaker. But actually, I've been having a good track record with that. Red Rising, the second book, was great. Honestly, if I even wanted to talk about ACOTAR, which we know my feelings on that series, the second book was a great time. That was the quickest I read any of those books. Not much plot though, just a hot man. See, but the Mistborn series, the second book, was a freaking slog for me. But that ending was great. But that's Brandon Sanderson for you. I don't know. Anyways, it being the third book that people are having a hard time with, it seems to be universally a hard time with. It makes me nervous, and I wish I didn't know that, because they liked the first book, they liked the second book, and then you're telling me the third book is hard to get through when I'm gonna be on this high. Part of me also, though, it's a little intriguing when people are telling me that the third book was hard for them to get to, because now I want to know why. Therefore, it's not going to stop me from reading that third book should I still enjoy the series 2 books in. You know what I mean? Also, I did learn that I am pronouncing their names incorrectly, or at least the girlies. I don't know how I've actually been pronouncing the man's name. So I've been pronouncing it like Princess Leia, but her name is Laia. And then the guy's name, I think I've said several different versions of his name. It's Laia and Elias. This isn't even that carbonated. It's probably like less carbonated than even sparkling water, but me and carbonation, we are not besties. One of my favorite and least favorite days is hair wash day. Simply because my bangs really do get a refresh, but I always feel like they look a little fuck ass when my hair is back and they're freshly doing whatever they want. Today is Saturday. I don't even think I checked in with you yesterday. I had a half day of work yesterday, and I took the rest of that half day to rot, to really not do much. I listened to a bit of Project Hail Mary, but guys, get this. I really didn't read yesterday. I played my puzzle game. However, like I said, I did listen to Project Hail Mary, which was quite a fun time while playing my puzzle game. And also, if you don't want spoilers, because I'm about to say something that's spoilery, I'm going to put a time stamp on the screen for you to jump ahead to so that you don't hear this. I was devastated when I thought that Rocky had died. Okay, I was working, just like doing kind of mindless tasks and listening, and I tuned in. I rewound it and went, did I hear that right? And I did. However, when I found out that Rocky wasn't actually dead, it was probably the happiest I felt in a very long time, which I don't know what that says about me. Today, though, I am going to a concert with my friend. We are going to the Dierks Bentley concert, which will be really fun. I went 2 years ago. Perfect little summertime concert, if I'm being honest. There is nothing, and if you're going to argue with me in a second, you better not. In my opinion, there is nothing better than a country concert in summertime. However, it's not feeling very summery out. It's been cold the last week and a half, but at least there's still some sun. But I'm not leaving to pick up my friend for that until 4 p.m. But I am just going to get ready now, at least doing my makeup, so that up until then I can read and write. My biggest priority up until that time is to write, at least to set myself up for some really good writing sessions Sunday and Monday, because I do have Monday off from work because of the holiday. But I would love to finish Project Hail Mary. I think I have an hour and a half left, but I'm also really excited to finish the book because then I get to watch the trailer. I do kind of love in some ways when things are given a movie or a TV adaptation, because then I get to experience what everyone else does when they visualize things. I get to see what I was supposed to see. And usually the idea of what I had in my brain is completely off. The first time I saw someone do a mock-up drawing of some things in Red Rising, I went, is that what everyone else was seeing this whole time? Because that's not at all what I was seeing. And that's on me. I'm also on chapter 10 of An Ember in the Ashes, and I'm still very much enjoying it. Thank you for asking. I honestly think what my plan for today, once I am done getting ready, is I am going to read a chapter of something, whether it be Project Hail Mary or An Ember in the Ashes, and then I will work on writing or setting myself up for writing. Because I think I've mentioned it before, reading, especially a book that I quite like, often motivates, inspires, and just gives me the energy and desire
to want to write rather than having to try to like force myself into this creative zone, which I'm in, and I have the desire to write. I want to write, but it does take me a second. And so reading, I've found, often helps me get into that. And I'm like, wow, I'm enjoying this so much, and I want to make other people have these feelings and to enjoy the work that I'm doing as well. Well, if I want to do that, I better go fucking write, you know? Unfortunately, I found this out. In order for people to read the book that you have created, you need to write it. Isn't that weird?
It is almost time to leave for the concert. I'm trying to decide if I want to wear these glasses or the ones that stick to my face a little bit better, or contacts. I don't know. This, however, is my outfit for the evening. You're probably like, Gina, what the fuck? I went for comfort and practicality. So this venue, you can't bring any sort of bag in with you, and I am the driver, so I need my keys, pocket. I always need my lip balm on me, and I need to have my ID and card, and I could have brought a jacket, but it's like gonna be cool enough out where maybe you might want a jacket, but most of the time I'm not gonna be wearing it. And the idea of putting my jacket down on my chair and it possibly getting stolen with all of my belongings in it, like my keys, I'm not rocking and rolling with that. So we're going for the all black up top and then the dark boots. These boots are so comfortable. I'm mostly wearing them, one, because I really don't I really don't want my flea bite scars to see the sun in any way. I'm really trying to minimize how much sunlight they get so that they don't get tan. So I'm wearing them for that reason. I want them to fade away. So that's one reason why I am wearing my boots. I'm also wearing them because my only other shoe options would be like my Vans, which aren't super comfortable. There's absolutely zero arch support in them, anything like that. Great for just like a casual day, but for standing, especially on a slant, not ideal. My comfy shoes, both my tennis shoes and my very comfortable arch supporting casual shoes, are white. And listen, I'm not stupid. I am not wearing white shoes to specifically an outdoor venue where it did just rain the other day and where drunk people are going to be around, possibly stepping on my feet, maybe spilling stuff on my feet. It's just a no from me. So we're going with the oversized Brooklyn, New York t-shirt. I should put a bra on. I just realized I don't have one on. Black shorts, which I really hate wearing jean shorts, but these are the most comfortable ones. And they do cover my ass. I'm too damn old to have my ass cheeks hanging out from the bottom of my shorts. And then the boots. And I think it's real comfy, cozy. It's a nice loose top, quite enjoy. I did want to wear like my white shirt, my white loose t-shirt. However, I am on the hunt for a good, slightly loose fitting white t-shirt and then also a bit of an oversized white t-shirt that isn't see-through. Every single one I get, it doesn't matter what color bra I wear underneath, you're seeing it. If I wear nipple pasties, you're seeing the outline of the nipple pasties. It's just never fun. But I love a white shirt. Just can't find a good one that doesn't show anything through it. But okay, I'm gonna put a bra on, some deodorant, and then probably head out to go pick up Savannah. I did not read anymore since I last checked in with you. I mostly just wrote and prepped for tomorrow's writing session. Anywho, I'll take some videos and stuff at the concert perhaps if you want to see that. I don't care if you do or don't. I'm gonna add it into the video. You can skip it if you'd like. See you when I see ya.
To that place kind of way, hey, no, am I the only one who wants to have fun tonight? Is there anybody down here who wants to shotgun a cold beer? I'm singing my little white tank top, sitting right there, never by me. Thinking about a long kiss, man, just gotta get going with a night.
I am on page 92 of An Emperor in the Ashes. See, I read slow. Honestly though, 92 pages in is pretty good for me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really enjoying it still. I think it's a really fun, good book. Well, fun, I don't know if fun's the word I'm looking for, but where this story is going, how it's being set up, I'm really enjoying. I actually just pitched this book to my friend today and I was like, I think you should give it a try. I think you would like it. I did reach this point though where it's like kind of starting another scene in a chapter, and I think I'm actually going to pause right here for right now because it is, I don't know, what time is it? It's something, but it's Sunday the 31st, which is also going to be the last day that I do this video. And I really kind of want to focus on Project Hail Mary. I think I only have like an hour left, so I would like to listen to that and play my puzzle game. We shall see. I would like to finish a book in this video, but also I don't care that much because this is supposed to be realistic. However, only having an hour left of an audiobook, that time flies, especially when I play my puzzle game. So I think I'm going to do that. I have about 15 minutes remaining on my video that I'm exporting that needs to go up tomorrow on my Patreon. So I'm going to sit here and play my puzzle game, I think, until that's done so that that can start uploading overnight. Once that's done, I'm transferring to my cozy bed that is literally calling my name. But yeah, this book fucks. This book fucks. Granted, I'm only like 20% of the way in. I do wish I was someone who could sit here and just binge a book in one day. I've only done that, I think, with like 2 books. I did it with A Dowry of Blood and then also with Vicious. Those are the only ones where I really sat down and I binged the whole thing. And, well, actually, I used to do it with the Shatter Me books. I binged all of those books except the last one in one day, one sitting. But in my defense, that was when I was unemployed. Well, I was in between jobs. I'm trying to think of how much I've read during this video. I really don't know. I read pretty consistently. Like, I'll usually indulge in a book in some way, at least once every single day. How much I read, though, really depends on several things. My mood, things I have to get done, like my to-do list, the energy I have, what am I reading, is it captivating me? I would say that this video, though, really captured a very typical reading week for me. I'm reading almost every single day, but I'm not reading a ton. Like, I thought I was much further into this book than I actually am. I thought I was like 50% of the way done. I was like, wow, guys, look at me. I was like, oh, never mind. I just need to quickly come in and say that what is the main character's name in Project Hail Mary? The biologist, the teacher who's been recruited. I feel like they definitely say his name. What is his freaking name? Ryland Grace. Okay, I just know him as main character, the high school teacher. Without any spoilers, he is just put in shitty situation after shitty situation. He's voluntold to do so many things where like he has the illusion of choice, but there really is no choice considering the circumstances. And you know what? He deserves all the respect because at the end of the day, he's like, well, I prefer not to, but I gotta do it. So I'm gonna do it. He's also a freaking genius. And that's all I needed to say. I won't lie to you. I'm getting really emotional. Like, I'm really, it feels like my heart was just listening to what I just listened to. All over a damn space spider. It's one of those characters where you fall in love with them and the dynamic between the characters. And so when certain things happen, you're like, fuck, why do I have to go through this? In fun news though, I did pass another level of my puzzle game, so I am now on level 1815, I think? 1815. I'm a freaking superstar. Look. If you ever see me on Instagram, TikTok, or maybe even here, I don't know, this channel's kind of far away from probably doing any ads, and I'm okay with that. If you ever see me on any of my social medias popping up with an ad for goods sorting, know that I am being paid to speak about it, but it is literally from the heart because I am addicted to this game. I love it. There was a point where it was having me do stuff that I did not enjoy. There were like levels with this little fucking frogs that would jump around and cock block you, and also times where there was just stuff I didn't like. I found their email and I emailed them. I said, you need to reset my levels so I can start from zero so I don't have to deal with this frog right now, or you got to get rid of this frog. And guess what? I haven't seen a frog since. Now, I'm not saying that that has anything to do with my email, but it was every other like 5 levels I was getting that damn frog, and like hundreds of levels past that point and have not seen a single frog. Just saying. I have officially finished Project Hail Mary, and wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a good audiobook. And the whole time that I was listening to it, I was like, wow, I can't wait to see this as a movie. Fingers crossed they don't fuck it up, because there is a chance that they could. Highlights of the story, I mean, Rocky and Ryland's friendship, so wonderful and such a joy to experience, but Rocky alone carried the book. I loved Rocky, and I might be terrified by the way Rocky looks in the movie adaptation, but I'm gonna be like, no, 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 it's fine. That's your Rocky. That's okay. You love Rocky. This book made learning fun. Now, did I know what Ryland was talking about, or any of the science people what they were talking about 98% of the time? Absolutely not. But I think the way that the author approached it and also delivered this information, you simultaneously didn't understand, but you did, because using context clues, you could just kind of gather what you needed to. You didn't need to know every little thing. You didn't need to be some scientific genius to enjoy this story. They're saying words that you're not understanding, but with the context of the scene and the story and what's currently going on, you're able to just like understand it. And that's the best way I can explain it. This story was definitely not happy by any means, and it definitely had the opportunity to turn quite dark and hopeless and leave you with this just like feeling of dread. But I think that this author did a great job of still having that and being like, hey, this is not chill. People are gonna, it's not a happy fun time, but still added so much heart and humor and just made it such an enjoyable time for you as the reader. Now, I will say this. I think this is a book that would be best enjoyed on audiobook format. There are a few books that I have read where I'm like, you need to listen to it. You need to do the audio version because it just elevates the story. I think if I physically read this story, I probably wouldn't have finished it because I would have gotten probably stuck around the 20-30% area, and I would have just fallen into a slump, and it just wouldn't have been as fun because those more scientific moments definitely just would have felt like more academically heavy, where you're just like, and maybe a little bit more dry because you just aren't, unless you understand what they're talking about, it would just be kind of boring. You would at some points feel like you're reading a textbook or I don't, like someone's research paper. I don't fucking know. But with the voice actor, with having that, and then also having the voice actor for Rocky and all the different characters, just I think it made it such a more immersive story and made it more approachable as well and easier to follow along, because like I said, you don't need to necessarily be absorbing every piece of scientific information that's being shared. It's being shared for the sake of like, hey, these are these characters, they're going to speak in these terms. But I feel like if I personally physically read it, I wouldn't have been able to gloss over those things as much, or if I was, it would have been hard for me to like gloss over and then ground myself in the story again when it came to moments that I needed to pay attention. The ending, I thought it was going one way, it went the other, and I actually quite liked the ending. It didn't feel like a cheap way out. It didn't feel cheesy of an ending. It felt both realistic and satisfying. Overall, I give the story, the plot, the execution of that 3.75 stars, but I did round it up to 4 stars because of Rocky and Ryland's friendship, but mostly just because of Rocky. Rocky really is the reason that I gave it an extra 1/4 star. I had so much fun with Rocky, and now this means I get to watch the trailer for the movie that's coming out. I'll have to do that on camera though, because I'm going to watch that for my Patreon. Anywho, it's very late now. It's also the end of the weekend. Tomorrow technically is still my weekend, but it's Monday, and I would like to have that day focused on writing. So I'm going to end this video here. I'm sure this video is stupidly long because I don't know how to shut the fuck up. And I need to learn to shut the fuck up, but I just can't. Sorry. sorry. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. If I hung out with you during work, thanks for having me. Send me my paycheck. If I hung out with you at home while you did dishes or ate your food or cleaned your house, thank you. Thank you for inviting me into your home. I shall never leave now. I live here now. As always, it was a pleasure being your host this evening for this video, and I will see ya when I see ya. Bye.